What is a narcissist?
Greetings, family. Welcome back to my channel. I am TravelwithTayTay. Thanks for tuning in to this video. Now let's read the definition of a narcissist: a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
I had to issue, can you imagine? I had to issue a restraining order against another YouTuber. Can you imagine? Do you know how hard that is to do?
You have proven to me that lying isn't hard for you. They manipulate your feelings. Narcissists are experts at using words and actions to make others feel bad about themselves or even to be angry at someone else.
To another sister. The harassment was so bad.
On February 21st of 2023, Juliet Ann Marie Lopez filed a lawsuit against me. In it, she states, the plaintiff avers that sometime in the year of 2022, the defendant's house was burgled, but the robbery actually happened in 2021. She further avers that because of said burglary, the defendant felt unsafe, so the plaintiff accommodated her in her house in Jambor at no cost. She did quote-unquote offer help, but now I know it was definitely at a cost. Not only did I give her over $15,000 while I stayed there, I also contributed to food, and I brought my dishes, my pots, my pans, my silverware, my glasses, my plastic containers, and gifted that to her. I didn't ask for that back, but the rest of my belongings that I left there, once I asked for them back and went to her home with the police, then here comes this lawsuit. I've been trying to retrieve my goods from this YouTuber since October 28th of 2022. The suit further states that the plaintiff avers that the defendant has lived with her for a while. Yep, from the end of August to the middle of October. So I would say that's about 2 months. Now she knows that when I left in March of 2023, the only thing I moved was my car and my dogs. Everything else was still at her home. Every time she sits her marshmallow roly-poly behind on that wicker chair or any of those wicker chairs that I left there, she knows it's mine. It further states she decided to move out of the plaintiff's property. Well, actually, I went back to America. Now, Juliet further states that after 6 months after the defendant moved out of her property, she has been constantly trespassing and harassing her without invitation. How in the world can I trespass if I'm in America? The plaintiff avers that the defendant will neglect it and refuse to leave the plaintiff's property whenever she trespassed on the plaintiff's property. I can't wait until she can prove that. Getting back to the original topic, narcissism's personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others.
Defamation. Defamation is, when you intentionally tell a lie. If you happen upon that information and you think that it's true, it's definitely defamation. Yeah, and how would you prove it? That's another thing, is that defamation is challenging because when you do it, you can also be taken to court and sued for it. I didn't know where they got that information from in the first place, but it wasn't true. It definitely was a lie, total lie. Yeah, Juliet.
Narcissistic behavior.
Juliet was cheating on her husband. Obvious lie. Definitely didn't do it. Never would. That's not my person. That's not my person. I'm not that kind of person. So I would never do that. Then formed a relationship, and we have a baby on the way. So it's been a lot of change. So that's an exclusive here on your channel. I haven't even put it on Blaxit yet. So we've got a bundle of joy on the way. I'm really excited.
So let me get this straight. You created this lie about me and your ex-husband for your own happiness and this non-existent alleged baby? And then she created this ridiculous lawsuit knowing that I don't live there. Lack of empathy.
All these things about Juliet done this, Juliet scammed, Juliet done this. No, lies.
They have a sense of self-importance.
But why they do it? Because the power is to depower me, to defame me, so that you won't believe in anything that I'm saying.
Interpersonally exploitative for their own gain.
So when I say to you, Africa's wonderful, come back home, oh no, she's a liar, oh no, she's a cheat, oh no, she's a scammer. That's what they'll be saying. And it's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Arrogant.
But they don't want you to believe, because they don't want you to have the opportunity to see, because they don't want you to take your money out of their countries. So they employ people that look just like me to have a smear campaign against me, a propaganda campaign against me. But don't believe the hype, fam.
We're not believing your hype, fam. Many of us are still coming to the continent, but we're learning to stay away from people like you.
Narcissistic behavior.
To play the victim, to elicit sympathy and avoid responsibility for their abusive behavior.
I didn't come onto YouTube for this. I came onto YouTube to help you to come back to Africa.
Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition that affects how you view yourself and relate to others. Having NPD means that you have an excessive need to impress others or feel important. That need can be strong enough to drive harmful behaviors, negatively affecting you and those around you. There is no cure, but therapy can help. Miss Juliet told her husband, I'm going to go to therapy once and that's it. It's not going to work after one therapy session, boo. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this video. A source close to the family has contacted me. Why? Well, I think people are just fed up with Juliet's narcissistic behavior. Sources close to the family is now questioning the validity of her stating that she was pregnant, because they're stating it's been over a year. Where's the baby? The source stated, a woman is only pregnant for 9 months, and it's been over a year, and she has not produced a baby. She won't even let her life partner in the room when the doctor comes to examine her in her bedroom. Sources close to the family are fed up with Juliet and Marie Lopez. As this young man fights for his life, Juliet is fighting because he has a female nurse in the ICU taking care of him. She's upset that the female nurse is touching him. This is pure narcissistic behavior. Now, we all saw this flyer on Blaxit's community page, correct? Well, the sources that contacted me stated that this is not the flyer that the family put out. The sources close to the family is stating that Katie does not even have an Echo Bank account. His bank account is with GT Bank. So they're questioning, if donors donate, who's getting the money? The source that contacted me sent me the flyer that the family sent out. I hope that the young man heals and runs away from Queen Narcissist.